Welcome everyone to the 9th Dynamic Duel. I'm Danny Lindahl, joined here by Eric Oakley, and this duel was actually played at Texas State Championships at Lindsay Park in Tyler, Texas. We have Eric Oakley and Jonathan Nicholson against Chris Clemons and AJ Carey. Eric, what do you think about this course?
Man, what a challenging track. Legit, this course has pretty much some of the more daunting lines to hit. I think in a lot of the courses you play. It reminds me similar to like Northwood Golds on some of the lines where if you don't hit them, you're feeling the pain. So we'll see how these guys and myself can tackle this course as doubles teams.
Yeah, let's get into it. So tell us about hole 1 here at Lindsay Park.
The only open hole. It's kind of a weird one. There's a way I've seen it birdied by going over the top. The more natural thing to do is throw this wider hyzer that you're going to see, I think, myself try and execute. But if you go like a stall flex shot over that tree that is left, it's really good.
The bushier one there?
It just gets way left. Like, that's just not going to get left enough, even if it is slightly downhill. But this kind of plays almost as a par 4, where you just are throwing a shot that gives you an opportunity. And then, like, kind of like this flexing shot, but he hit early. Like, if you throw that and it pulls over and stays above the trees, it falls right down towards the basket, which is sweet.
Yeah, it seems like with the downhill, a lot of shots, you're just trying to get to filter down towards the end.
Yeah. And this is a Lucid Raider that AJ just murders. Yeah, but that is not in the right direction, unfortunately.
And this low line seems like it's less risky. Like, you're going to be closer to the fairway, but it's harder to hit the gap.
For sure. It's pretty tight. AJ going a flex, like, because you can't see the basket. Like, this is a weird, unique hole.
Yeah, it's really cool with the elevation too. Is there still like big anthills?
Oh my!
Oh, what a shot!
Clemons with a Chris Clemons verdict, making it look even better. There's a reason his name's on the disc.
Could he even see the basket from over there?
No chance. There's no chance he saw it. He just pured that line.
All right.
And this is the kind of stuff that you end up with. Like, my drive wasn't great, but pretty routine, just little chip ups.
We haven't seen too much of John so far this year. What can you tell me about his game?
He's methodical. He's super dialed in. He has his routine. He stays with it. You can expect him to just be kind of a really solid golfer. I got to play with him in round 1, and the dude was scrambling like a champion. So when it gets tough, he's going to be awesome. Hole 2 is another unique hole. We get in the woods, but it's OB in the woods. So this whole creek area is flagged off as OB. So you can throw what feels like a good shot, kick, and fall OB, which is kind of a bummer, but it's there. You just have to throw it good.
It's kind of a forehand that has to penetrate forward before it fades rather than stall out and dump. So it's a really creative shot.
100%. And this is so good.
Going to turd over here is ballsy.
Oh my god. Why?
That was so pretty. What is that pink disc that he throws?
That is a Kristen Tatar Chameleon Moonshine X Pure.
Pure, wow.
Yeah. He's jamming on that. To me, I feel like the Pure is more it's more mid-range than it is a putter.
It goes far. They're like, 80 feet out here? 60?
Yeah.
Just jam sesh.
Let's go.
I love the look on his face after he makes that. He turns around like, I shouldn't have gone in.
He wasn't sure if I think he said, he's like, I don't know if I can putt this far. And I was like, I think you can putt this far, Chris.
Apparently.
See that high side. I leave it low. John gives it a better bid. You combine our two. I think we're jamming it, but losing a stroke on the second hole. But I mean, losing a stroke to a putt like that, Chris did it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, real quick, I need to shout out GK Pro for the drone flyovers. They were kind enough to share them with us so we could have them in this for the coverage.
No, this hole. This is an incredibly good par 4. There's a couple of late trees that make, even when you throw a clean line, it doesn't feel like you're rewarded. But if you just do this, then you're good. Yeah, it seems great. Is
one of the better woods par 3s out there because regardless you have to, or par 4s, yeah, because regardless you have to get creative on the second shot. Mm-hmm. And it's
and there's
easier.
OB. It is challenging.
Yeah.
Like it's a good distance.
It's easier if you get down there, but it's not like a gimme.
Yeah. I fell clean out of my hand with an evader. It's just if I get that in the gap rather than into the tree, it's probably good.
Yeah, it's a good angle, probably 6 inches from way down there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is smashed.
Oh man, if it would just gone through.
Is that a musket?
I think that was an Explorer.
Okay.
Or no, that might have been a getaway actually.
Okay.
And this shot, I honestly was like, do I need to throw? That was an Explorer from John.
On a forehand Anheuser in that line. That's crazy.
And then I just beeline one into the OB. So there's that. But it didn't matter what I threw. I could have easily just not thrown.
Yeah.
And this is that approach. It's like, yeah, it's right there, but there's a lot of late stuff that can still leave you at circle 2. Mm-hmm. Which they both hit Guardians. And this is Jonathan's from his shot.
Wow.
And, oh my god.
Anthony so
with his red shirt in the background. Mm-hmm. If we want to get to
his high vis.
I hope he gets my reference there.
Oh, because it's pink.
No, it's red.
It's red. Yeah. It's a light red, I think they call it.
Chris couldn't go back to back, but this whole I think I saw in the stats it was 4.2. So
yeah,
seems fair.
It's a
pars and pros.
It's a get to get the birdie for sure.
Now we're in the woods. We're in the tight woods now. Easy sawed-off sidearm. If you don't have that, you can throw these high turnovers. But I feel like this shot, this tee shot, doesn't even require that big of a sidearm.
Yeah.
You just need to throw a decent enough sidearm.
I mean, it's more about power control rather than how far right you are. You just have to be in the gap. You kind of set up the tunnel shot for the next one.
100%. 100%.
AJ doesn't throw many forehands, does he?
No. I know he's got a forehand. I think he's and let's be real. AJ is new to the team, so he's still dialing his discs. But his skill set is super, super strong, and he has so much potential. So as he continues to dial in, I feel like his game is just going to continue to elevate, and maybe we'll put some other good ones in his hands. I felt this was inside, and it was.
Just a bit. But, I mean, you're still ended up in the gap, more or less.
I can definitely scramble from there.
Not that you have to in this situation, but... So John hit early. Heiser flip. That's a blend warden, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Wow, don't hit your head.
See all the ground, it's just all pine needles. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to hit like close to the basket, or you can just hit the pole. I mean, that works AJ. Too. But you can hit 35, 40 feet short, even with a blend putter, and it's still going to slide.
Chris was trying to make ice. That.
Yeah. He refused to lay up. Hey-o.
Oh, fuse. I get it now.
I know. I'll see myself out.
I need to be faster on the uptake here. There's a...
Easy threes, though. That's a great score here. Hole 5, honestly, probably the tightest gap we play on tour, and it's difficult because it's a kind of holding shot that you can't actually see the most important gap that you're supposed to hit. So it's a blind gap that's I think it's Germ's wingspan wide.
Oh my goodness.
So it's crazy. But Chris pures it. That's another verdict from him.
It's almost like the fairway here is set at an angle from the tee pad.
Yeah.
Right? Like if the tee pad was moved 20 feet left, it would be lined up perfectly.
Totally.
That was a great
this one has... Thank you. Bounty from John. This is so good.
What? That's crazy.
We have 3 shots pretty close to the circle. This is crazy.
I don't think I got any there when I've played it.
It's nuts. And Chris almost jams that.
He wants these.
Yeah. He's got that putt that doesn't go too far, so he's like, it can be green light from a lot of distances because he's gonna make the comeback.
Oh, I thought that was in. That looks so good. That creek's not OB though, is it?
It is not. It is not.
That was nice of them. What a putt.
Let's go.
Jam sesh.
Yeah. Just a little felon flip up. It's always a good hole to get.
That's such a hard shot to throw, and you have it dialed in so well.
Yeah. Give me a felon. We're in it. Hole 6, OB Creek on this one. There's nothing else to this hole. You just play it. Throw the disc straight.
Yep.
Put it into the basket. Move on.
Can you throw straight?
Yep. John with a standstill claymore. And this is going to be great because if you find that ground, you're going to just... I've seen shots that hit 15 feet and end up 45 feet long. Mm-hmm. So that's the craziest part about this hole. And I juiced it.
Just pulled a little bit.
It's all good.
It's hard to dial in the power, especially downhill on a hole this short, because like you probably have to throw it with like 210.
Yeah.
And like, how often do you throw a shot at that power?
Not often. Not often. That was a bad kick from AJ. It was a good-looking line.
Chris is going fuse here.
But...
Oh, buttery.
Chris got it. See what I mean? He gets close and he just keeps finding a way to scoot long.
This was a weird clip I found in there. I don't know exactly where it's from, but this was in the... Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh, this is gone. Lost
yeah, it's crazy. It just disappeared. Let's see if it got in his head at all for the putt.
Oh, man.
Oh, no, Bobby did him dirty.
Bobby worked him. Courtesy on Bobby, even though he's not playing. Goodness. AJ's got him. Partner golf.
He's not even playing the course, and he's over par. That's crazy.
John with the solo birdie. Gotta love it. Oh, man. This is a pretty unique hole. I remember throwing a bunch of backhands to just land in this landing zone. You throw a big high hyzer with a kind of a more understable disc and then just approach the screen. I ended up opting for the turnover sidearm, but it's such a unique shape.
Is that a thief?
This is a thief.
No way.
I juiced it.
Oh, okay. I mean, it worked out.
I mean, it got me in my head of thinking, like, could I throw it even higher and play a forehand roller, like sky forehand roller? And this is the shot. That's
oh my goodness. That feels like if you miss all the trees, you're perfect. But I feel like on a disc on Annie hits a tree, it just goes pew and it's gone.
It was later. This is what you want it to look like.
This is a more traditional line, but it's not going to get as far.
Yeah, but it's close. But that's all you need. You know, par 4 is just play for that score. Give yourself a chance.
This hole feels like it almost plays like a complete parenthesis.
Yes,
like where it's just
absolutely.
a curve the whole way.
You know, Chris is if it's a little bit longer, I think that's the type of shot that can get way up there. Mm-hmm. And I was watching some players throw these crazy higher with super understable and let them flip up late, and it was interesting. Both boys hit early.
It's just a unique shot. You don't really have to throw anywhere else.
Great shot.
Jonathan's got a really solid sidearm.
Oh, yeah. His approach game is super good. He uses suspects and harps and just lets them work. I was trying to ring this up since John parked it, and I parked it.
Dang it, I parked it.
Darn. I missed. Let's be honest.
Oh,
brutal.
AJ just out the left side.
That was brutal. That was such a good run.
So, Chris and AJ on their up shots caught some trees. And so you guys got another stroke on him here.
Yeah. We're fighting. Keeping it close.
This was a new pin, wasn't it?
This was. And you can see the average 3.475
wow.
on 400 foot, par 3. I think it shapes... I saw a bunch of like just pure hyzer backhands that were landing down and kind of just past that little ditch. But the flexing forehand, if you got it as a right-handed player, I think is the play that naturally shapes at the hole. I think this hole could use a couple more trees to open up the gap just to make it more accessible. Like, you can't even really see the basket from the tee, and I think that's kind of a bummer.
I didn't realize it was a new hole when I was putting this together. And I thought, why are they throwing forehand on this? Because it used to be like really far to the left.
Yeah, it used to be a skip shot to the left.
Yeah.
I think this was a good pin change. It's just the hole could use a little bit more trimming up.
Yeah. I mean, that's usual for new holes anyway. It's an interesting shape, too. It's not one you see usually.
No. And it's like pure flexing type of shot. So if you if you get that natural work left to fade back right, it's so satisfying and a pretty, actually, again, like a unique shape.
So Jonathan, is this Jonathan's shot or your shot?
I'm not sure who we're playing from. Either way, I think we were playing John's.
Sets up just a dead straight approach. Kind of a gut check.
Claymore, play the ground, slide it up.
Not a problem.
3's good. I mean, 3, 4, 7, 5, or whatever. 3. Wow, I'm saying a lot of numbers.
It's a bonus birdie.
Yes, huge bonus birdie. And not to flex, but I got this twice.
Oh, really?
Tournament.
With what, a felon?
Felon.
Nice.
A green felon.
Well, actually, you did flex.
Yes,
because that's what kind of shot it is. Yeah.
Nice. I think this is probably one of the best holes on the course.
This is such a cool shot.
Such a good hole. It makes sense. It plays under par, but it's because it's just dead straight. But it's so satisfying to get. It's just a, 350 straight. Throw it good.
I feel like it shapes more to the turnover backhand than the sidearm. Just the
I
way
did
the green
too.
is.
I did too, but that disc was flying so good, and I'm throwing so many sidearms leading up to this, so I said, why not?
Yeah,
this is another one of those holes that you just look at the slide.
That slid halfway there.
Like you don't have to throw it 350. You can throw it 275 and slide 75 feet. What a shot!
Off the pole.
I think that's a Zach Melton Chameleon Moonshine Lucidex Maverick that he's throwing there.
That's just the disc that popped into my head as soon as I see this. It's just perfect flight for that.
Totally. I was throwing Explorers and Evaders at this, but then I just pulled out a felon and parked it twice, and I was like, well...
Yeah, go for that. Probably do that one then, yeah. Ooh, upside down,
Chris.
Vertical putt. Hole 10 here. This is one of the harder wooded par 4s.
Great par 4. And this is not our basket. We are playing down to a basket to the left. Fantastic hole. You have two options off the tee, a forehand or a backhand. And then you're kind of trying to find this landing zone. I actually saw some Noah Mainsma threw a roller to basically that short pin.
What?
It was insane.
That's crazy.
A little early from John.
How do you get it down? Did he just get it down early?
He goes cut on the right side and cuts it through back to the left and then peels. It was pretty sweet. And this is kind of what you're looking for.
I mean, speaking of pretty sweet.
Yeah, you want it to be a little straighter. That's why it's such a unique for the forehand or the backhand, lefty backhand, is it needs to be straight and not have much fade. This is kind of exactly what you want it to be.
Regardless of which line you take, this hole punishes you for getting greedy on distance. Because you have to fade in front of trees both ways. And if you're in them on either side, there's just nothing.
Yeah. I think that's the most common when you're throwing the backhand on the left side. And I turf it.
But it doesn't matter.
And
doesn't matter. It's just going that far anyway. Okay.
To be honest with you, when you do stuff like that in these rounds, you're like, oh, we're gonna be good today. Because
I meant to do that.
Yeah, because if things work out when you don't throw it good, it just feels so sweet. And that was I remember Harp? Chris used a Bushnell rangefinder on this one, and he went Harp because it was a good distance and it was slightly downhill. But for whatever reason, this hole just, even though it's downhill, it doesn't play like you need to throw it like a shorter distance because it's downhill. Like the ceiling challenges you to throw it all the way there, rather than try and float it there.
Trying to ring up another jumper.
Yeah.
But still, this hole is very hard. You see some big numbers, especially singles.
Oh yeah, great hole. Oh man, this hole. I personally just don't like this hole.
This particular tree on the right here, isn't it?
Yeah,
that one.
But this is I mean, it's a pretty straightforward par 3. Just kind of, you can play it pretty simple and just throw it dead straight and then pitch around. I think it's overly punishing when you end up and kick left or right. It just doesn't feel, I don't know. The gap feels weird.
Yeah, because you have to push it straight for so long before it fades.
Mm-hmm. And then it's got to fade a lot. Like, it's got to have a lot of action. And this is such a good play from Chris. and then he just gets robbed. I when out of his hand, I was like, "You did it, dude. That's perfect because it's gonna flare and skip around."
Oh, there's the forehand from AJ. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, his skill set is incredible. So we're gonna see a lot of good things from him. Just throw it somewhere close.
Just pitch up, yeah.
Yeah. And this is John putting a claymore. I think he was trying to give it a run. We end up similar distance, but makeable.
Someone described this course one time as it's like a course out of North Carolina or like the East Coast just got transplanted and put in Texas, and that's what it feels like to me.
It is. It's a course that you never can really settle down on.
Yeah.
It's always challenging you.
And for some reason, it's got sand everywhere.
Yeah.
Like hole one, there's just
true.
a lot of sand. I just don't get it. It's the last course Darth Vader would play. Anyways. Hole 12. Good. This hole's been a par 5 in the past, hasn't it?
It has, but it is... I mean, as you can see by the par, it's not going to play. It's too easy of a 5. But it's another... It's kind of... Tee shot feels pretty similar to 10, but the upshot is so... The basket's so tucked in there, and there's a lot of guardian trees. So you got to play some unique shots, some forehand rollers in, and forehand rollers and just kind of like backhand flaring skip shots that are
big flare
unique.
on it.
It's a cool hole. This is a fine hole. OB all on the right side, that I really like that's in play.
And the reason you're only throwing forehands is just to get to that right side of the fairway and line up the second shot better. Because it's not super about distance. I mean, distance is nice, but it's more about where you are in the fairway than how far down you are.
Completely. Like if you stay on that left side, you kill the angle. You want to try and drift as close to that OB line as possible to open the angle up.
It's that Maverick
That's
again.
Maverick again, yeah. And it's fine. Like he'll be able to, like, you can even still throw forehand rollers from there if you feel like it. But I think I like this as like a fan grip, Lucidix Felon skip shot type of shot. Come on. The dude, that looks so good. Triple X from Chris.
That's wide enough.
Nice.
Oh, there you go.
That's what you're looking for. What a shot.
Is there still like a net deep right of this basket a little bit to protect the next fairway?
I think because they changed up the hole. It's a little different. Like I did the same thing AJ did, just a little tight on the inside, but you have to challenge that to really get all the way there. And I think John corrects off of my line, gives us a better look.
And a roll.
What a shot. What a shot.
John putts with daggers, I believe. Do we know what AJ putts with?
AJ is putting judges, I believe, now.
Judges, okay.
I think those might actually be some Nicholson stamped judges.
Oh, cool.
So showing some love, showing some support. Oh, man, 13. First hole we get to kind of rip on. It feels, from what we've been playing on, this feels incredibly open.
There's grass.
I know. What is this green stuff? OB on the right side. And it plays it's a par 4, so you don't have to go that big. I throw Explorer here just because I know it's something I can keep straight and not have a lot of fade. Because if you fade too much, it's, you can end up in some awkward spots. But anything you can do to keep a disc straight for 350, you're in birdie range.
Oh, yeah. Most people have that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I remember watching Dickerson in practice he just threw a mid-range.
Oh, okay.
And it was plenty of distance to be in attacking position.
I mean, I was kidding. 350 straight is daunting for most people, but apparently it's not for Chris.
And not for AJ, who unloads on this thing.
Jeez, what a shot! That's
and
so far down
the play
there.
on the ground. That's got an eagle look.
Wow.
So sick. What a shot.
Yeah, when you make the catch cam turnaround, you're doing something right.
Oh yeah.
What
splits the cap.
shot too. Pro man.
So those trees are 15 feet, so you can just hit those trees and probably manage something.
Oh.
John goes through them somehow. There's a lot of them there. Split it.
Just a little wobbly out of his hand.
Yeah.
See if AJ can ring it up from downtown.
Come on. What a line.
That would have been a sick eagle.
That really would have been. Giving Anthony some sass.
Hole 14.
This one changed.
Yeah.
Personally, I like it because of this second portion of the hole. Look at this is a beautiful tunnel down to the green. I think the tee shot could change a little bit and just be just a couple things, but you're throwing this little chip to try and land in the landing zone and then throw down this amazing tunnel that's kind of from where we're at, it's like slightly uphill, but then it's a lot downhill. So it really works on your speed control.
Yeah, you have to kind of saw off a forehand and then even more than you think you have to get to this landing zone because it's so far around to the right. Is over the top still there?
I've heard that it is, but I didn't hear of many success stories of people going this
AJ's
way.
about to find out.
I don't even know if I was watching this. Not worth it, he says.
It doesn't. You didn't miss much. But like it used to be when the basket was shorter, you could go over the top with like a renegade is what I threw, and it would just kind of flop down roughly the circle. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, they push this a lot farther where I don't think it's worth it because you can kind of pick your landing zone. That's another blend warden. That warden in particular is the first blend warden I started throwing, and it's now like. I refer to it as James Conrad's greenie.
Oh yeah.
You know how he's like throwing it like on hyzer and let it stand up, and another great shot from Chris. But it's that super easy like stand up. Oh, get in!
Okay.
Oh my gosh, what a shot!
Just
I know he missed that, but that's you got to get that kind of love on this course, 100% if you're gonna play well.
That was a forehand putter too.
I think that was that pure again.
Yeah.
Cool par 3. I love this. I love we come off of some, a stretch of some bigger holes into just a more natural pick your shot. If you have the pure hyzer forehand or if you have the turnover backhand, you can kind of do whatever you want on this hole.
It's kind of a break too from all like the longer holes. It's like it's easier. It's kind of just you could chill out, but still definitely don't miss it.
Yeah. I saw some big numbers on this hole because you can just hit and then still try and be aggressive. Or you can kind of go slightly inside, but the shape of that shot is exactly what you're looking for. This is that pure again.
He's got that on a string, dude.
Look at that.
What a shot. Okay.
Dude. I mean, AJ's out of the North Carolina area, so as you mentioned, like this feeling like it's a North Carolina transplant. He feels right at home out on this course, I feel like. And Chris follows up. That's a great shot as well.
Again, fantastic form.
Oh, yeah.
Hand on the back of the disc is perfect.
I mean, it helps the disc stay online.
I guess, yeah. All 16. This is a tricky par 3 because it like narrows down so much towards the basket.
It pinches tight. And I do think this is probably one of the harder to get par 3s as the average says, but it's because it's slightly uphill, but then it's low ceiling, and you kind of go up then back down. So you can throw a mid-range all the way there, you can throw a fairway driver all the way there, but you just have to kind of pick your shot and trust it.
It's a lot about height control because the ceiling comes into play.
A lot. And like that's a good speed, a good angle, but just a little to the right. There's plenty of guardians that you gotta miss.
This is not that pure again, is it?
It is that pure again.
Oh my goodness.
And
that would have gone deep.
It would have. He smashed it. This is the type of hole, if it was reversed, I would be feasting on because I would love to be throwing a forehand here. And I know Chris put that a little low, but John
almost hit the tree and then caught the basket.
What a putt. What a putt from Chris. Those are great birdies. Man. I've been excited. Like I did not have fun playing this course, but now looking back at it, there are a lot of really good holes out here. And this is one of them. I love seeing the big over the top shots. I mean, I heard of Calvin Heinberg going long of this hole. But then I actually was in practice and somebody threw this little sidearm and I said, "Oh,
yeah,
birdie, let's go."
It's very risk reward. right? Like over the top can get you farther down, but it's also brings more of the nastiness into play.
It's like 14. You really can't. You're not sure where you're going to end up. Where throwing this sidearm feels like you have a better idea of where you're going to end up. John and I both missed. We both hit that guardian tree we're trying to get to the right of. Chris threw this in practice the other day, and it was so far up there. So it's like one of those really aggressive low flexing shots. That's his forte. And this one is pumped. Come on, AJ. Be good for him. Dang,
I think it went a little bit right in those bushes.
This is a fan grip evader. I wanted to see this. I was OB for sure. What a hit! And we stayed in bounds. Let's go.
Off the little thing there. Then over the creek is safe on this one.
Yeah, if you end up over the creek. John put that on a good similar line, but his just drifted on him a little bit. It was the right angle. I think.
Looked like a fuse, maybe.
It wasn't a fuse. It might have been. I don't know. It was a mid range though.
Okay.
Hit something.
Chris has ended up with a jumper here.
Oh,
off the
my
cage.
God, no.
He used up all of his jump putts on like the first 3 holes.
I know. Oh. Dang. And after that unfortunate pad hit.
Yeah. Or fortunate.
Not unfortunate. Fortunate. You're right.
Yeah, because you were safe.
Yeah, it was. Hole 18. This also feels open, like in comparison to the rest of the course. It's a lot of uphill. You have that they call it a cemetery. That's OB. It just, if you hit it, you didn't do anything very good. And I think this is a musket from John.
Okay, there's a musket.
And seems great.
Yep.
Yeah, I go Explorer here. Just kind of rip it up there.
It says 350. I feel like it plays 350 too, even though it's very uphill. It doesn't feel like it plays too incredibly far. It feels reachable.
Yeah. It completely is, but there's these hills that if you drop, you can lose a lot of speed. Oh my God. I didn't know he almost went in.
Rocket skip. Jeez.
That was crazy. I mean, I did find the OB, but I already knew my partner parked.
Yeah.
So it was good. And that's the right speed, but that's the kind of stuff. This hole has a lot of danger if you end up in some gnarly spots.
Chris walking in John's shot there. Highly distracting. Well, that was a good duel. Ended up pretty close at the end. A little bit of a runaway, but
that's the thing is if you look at the scores and compare them to what players shot in the tournament, those are solid rounds. And we did it as doubles. So to see some of those guys come out and shoot 12 down, and Chris and AJ putting up an 8 it's solid golf. It's just that course can bite at any moment, and
feels like walking a tightrope the whole time.
For sure. But we had a really good time, man.
Nice. I'm glad you had a good time. Yeah, thanks for joining me for the commentary, and thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe here on Dynamic Disc for more content like this, whether it's duels or round coverage or whatever videos we decide to put out next. And make sure you can follow Eric. His links will be down in the description, and we'll catch you next time.
Take care, guys.